I actually had gone to an herbalist. I have a cousin who's vegan. And there's a particular herbalist that she recommended that I go see. So I went to go see her, and that's where my life completely changed.
This podcast is all about authentic conversations. It's all about growth, love, respect, success, mind, body, and spirit. If you're looking to grow and expand in your life and become your authentic self, this is the podcast for you. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Authentic Talks. I'm really excited to bring you this special episode where this week I sit down and talk with an author who has several books that she has written. She also has an online school called Dropping Gemz Academy. She is a holistic lifestyle coach, and she currently has a product line which includes personal care. I'm excited to introduce to you guys Keisha Christian, the founder of Keisha's Gems LLC, and it's presently known as Dropping Gemz. Welcome to the show, Keisha.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me on your show. I am excited and honored to be on.
I'm actually excited to have you on. I wanted to just jump right in. You actually created Dropping Gemz. Can you share with us what Dropping Gemz is all about and why you created it?
Well, originally my company was known as Keisha's Gem LLC, and I created it back in 2014. I started developing health issues, and I was going to different doctors, and they couldn't find out what was wrong with me. But as I continue on this journey, I realized it was something really spiritual. No test could detect that the doctor could give me as far as like what Western medicine goes. So there's no test because they're looking at symptoms, not me as a whole person. So I actually had gone to an herbalist. I have a cousin who's vegan, and there's a particular herbalist that she recommended that I go see. So I went to go see her, and that's where my life completely changed at that point. She gave me books to read because she knows I'm an educator. I'm a teacher. This year will be about 20 years now I've been in the field of education. And she gave me books to read, all sorts of things to look up, different resources. And I really started to delve into holistic health. And then from there, I too became herbalist myself. I also became a Reiki master, and I've studied under different master herbalists. Besides her, I've studied under different master herbalists as well as master health practitioner. As I stated before, my company started off as Keisha's Gems, and it just evolved into Dropping Gemz because basically that's what I'm doing. One day that name just came to me, Dropping Gemz. I actually started doing a series on YouTube. I have like a series of 11 videos. I did them spontaneously. Whenever things came to me, I did it. So I have a series of 11 videos. I called it the Dropping Gemz series, and people would come to me, especially when I went to different events, and they would say to me, "You know so much." They would always ask me, do I have a book? And that's how I became an author from there.
That's like really amazing. So you've been a teacher, you said, for over 20 years?
Yeah, this year would make 20 years.
What type of a teacher are you?
Special ed teacher. Was a classroom teacher for 12 years, and then after that I actually went private. I worked privately one-on-one with children with special needs.
Oh, that's awesome. A service like act of giving back or act of kindness. I love that.
Oh,
your health issues were completely like healed?
Yeah, to an extent, I would say. I still deal with certain things, but now I know how to deal with it naturally. I realized the power of plants and how everything that we need was put on here on this earth for us. You know, we can heal ourselves. And it's not just through food, but it's also what you're feeding your mind. It's what you're feeding your spirit. Like, you know, I had to go through this to actually learn that, to say that I'm healing. And being that I learned this information, I want to share it as well because it's just in my nature to teach.
That's awesome. A herbalist, what is that exactly?
Well, herbalist is someone who actually deals with the herbs and will teach you how to use those herbs for different ailments. So for instance, I have a product, it's a herbal hair rinse or herbal hair tea. There are herbs that I have in there like slippery elm, which is good for softening the hair, but it's also good for the respiratory system as well. You have different herbs that are good for your different body systems. And you have the herbs too that you eat as food is also healing as well. So when you go to an herbalist, they will actually teach you how you could do that or provide the herbs for you for different ailments of the body.
If someone wanted to go and pick up herbs, what types of stores do you get them in? If you didn't have a herbalist like that you could go to.
You could actually go to an herbal shop. They do have herbal shops if you have them in your area. I mean, I'm blessed to I live near a health food store. Like, I could walk to the health food store. I'm really blessed for that, being that I'm from New York. And I also have an herbal shop that's not too far away from me. It's like a 15-minute drive. If you are blessed to have that in your vicinity, it's great. But you could also order your herbs online. There are different reputable websites that you could go to. One of my favorites, like if my herbals, the two places that I go if they're out of herbs, I like to go to Mountain Rose Herbs, and I purchase my herbs from there if I need any. Mountain Rose Herbs.
And then you mentioned that you are a Reiki master?
Yes, I'm a Reiki master. Actually, Reiki is energy healing. So if you break the word down, Rei meaning light, Ki meaning healing, so it's energy healing through light. So you're using the energy centers of the body, or even the energy that's coming from you or that person to help with assisting with healing them. So kind of thinking about people in the church. You would think about when you pray over someone, you lay hands on them. It's that kind of same concept.
You mentioned that you have the series on YouTube. And what is the name of the YouTube channel?
Oh, my YouTube channel is called Dropping Gemz. Actually, that's the website too to reach my my YouTube channel, Dropping Gemz with a Z.com. So it'll take you right to my YouTube channel.
Nice. So if you guys want to check out that series, you can definitely go there, subscribe. I know nowadays you have to hit that bell. If you don't hit the bell, you don't get notifications that a person has uploaded a video, and months could go by before you realize it. So you guys make sure you hit that bell. That way you'll get those notifications. You have a book, and that's the reason why I wanted you to come on the show so we could talk about your book. Can you share with us the name of the book?
Well, I have a book series actually. It's called the Dropping Gemz book series, and the first book in the book series is called Healthy Gems, Nourishing Practices and Self-Care Tips for Busy Individuals. That book in particular is a short read, and it was made for those individuals who are busy but needed some sort of resource or guide to include holistic health tips into their lifestyle.
If they wanted to purchase the book, they could get it on your website.
Yes, they could purchase it on my website, KeishaChristian.com, or they could even purchase it on Amazon. If you get it on my website, you get an autographed copy.
That's nice.
Another book as well.
Okay.
My second book is Holistic Gems, How to Treat Seasonal and Year-Long Allergies Naturally. And in that book, I actually go into, being that I'm an allergy sufferer, I deal with seasonal and year-long allergies. And I actually, in this book, I show different ways that you could help with your seasonal and year-long allergies, things to do to help build your immune system. So basically, the book is really talking about how to boost or build up your immune system, really going into immune health. So it's not just for people with seasonal and year-long allergies, even though that's my focus, but anyone could take away from the book.
That's nice. You know, we're here in Arizona, and we have a season that comes every year in the summertime, and it's called monsoon. Because here we get temperatures that are 109 up to 116. You get in your car some days and it says it's 120 something degrees, and
Wow.
it feels like, it feels like an oven. Monsoon kicks in where it actually brings us like dust storms and rain in the summertime. We usually cheer it on. We're like, yes, it's raining, and we love it. But we know that we're like, oh, we get a cool down, but the next day it's really muggy. And this is a dry heat. That's why it can get that hot.
Yeah.
What advice would you give us here in this state to help us just a little bit with minimizing that issue?
Well, when I think about what you're talking about, things are airborne. One of the advice I actually give is that I actually have an ebook with 21 natural remedies. It's actually a gift I give to those who sign up to my course, because I actually have a school, but we can go into that later. One of the things that I advise is that when you come in from outside, and this is something I do as well, is to remove your clothing. You don't stay in the same clothes. Make sure you wash your face, because some people might not do that when they come in from outside, because that's what I'm hearing. So that's one of the things that you want to do. You want to get that dust, the dust particles, because it's on your eyelashes. You don't realize it. It might be in your nose. They're microscopic. So definitely that's something you want to do. Wash your face and remove your clothing, because you don't want that all over the house. Another thing you could do, this is another tip I give, the neti pot. Actually using a neti pot, so rinsing out your nose. Because remember, you're inhaling these things. So definitely, if you could rinse your nose out in the morning and also at night, that'd be good to do. And another thing I'm thinking of is, steaming. I'm thinking, especially if you're stuffy, you might not be able to use a neti pot. Actually getting a bowl of hot water, but not too hot because you don't want to burn yourself. And then placing your head over the bowl. You could even put like a few drops of some essential oils like eucalyptus, because that definitely will that'll help with clearing up. Eucalyptus and peppermint, that would be great for clearing up your sinuses. So you would boil the water, put it in a bowl, and then, like I said, make sure the water's not too hot. You don't want to burn yourself. And you would just place your head over the bowl, put a towel over your head to insulate that heat. And those are some things that are coming to mind right away from what
I think I'm actually going to try it. Something you mentioned about the eyelashes, that they actually carry all of that. That's something I never thought about.
So that's something I do with my students as well, because when I was still in the classroom, especially during allergy season in the spring, when I know that the pollen and all that, when my students came in from recess, one of the things I would have them do, especially the ones I knew who had allergies really bad, I would have them they knew, like right after recess, go wash your face. Wash that off, because then they'd be sneezing in the classroom and they can't concentrate on the lesson. So that's something I would even have my students do. Wash your hands, wash your face.
Good stuff, Keisha. And so you mentioned that you have a school.
Yes, I have an online school that I launched on October 23rd of last year.
Oh,
Dropping Gemz Academy.
Congratulations. That's awesome. And so people can go and enroll online?
Yes, you could enroll online. And actually, it's if you go on my website, you'll see a link for it, Dropping Gemz Academy. It's School for Holistic Studies. And basically, the first course that I have in it is a springboard off my book, Holistic Gems. So I actually get more into depth. So after I wrote the book, because I actually wrote this book, it was 2018. I wrote the book, but I published in 2019. And in that book in particular, there were things that I learned after publishing it that I incorporated and decided to create a course. It's some good stuff in that course. It comes with worksheets, you get homework, you get quizzes and all of that. It's the teacher in me. So
it's nice.
It comes with the workbook. So that's part of the course. So if someone actually wants the workbook, I have the workbooks available on Amazon. Or if you want to print out the worksheets that come with the course, that's also incorporated with the course as well.
Wow, that is awesome. And how long is the course?
It actually depends on the person. It's self-paced. So it could, if you go through all the modules, the 17 modules, it'll probably take you about 3 months. And you get certified at the end in holistic allergy studies.
Oh, that's really awesome. And then they would be able to find out, when they go there, their cost and all of that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So right now, I just have part 1. Part 1 is up right now. Part 1 is the introduction. So it's basically, I'm doing an overview of all different types of allergies and what allergies are. So we're going into food allergies, all of that. And then part 1 is part 1 through, it's actually 5 parts. The course is 5 parts if you want to take it in like that, or if you want to take it as a whole. It's up to the individual, but right now what I have up is part 1. Is the introduction. Excuse me. I have the introduction up now.
That's awesome. So now, back to your book, Holistic Gems. And you said that that book is something that everyone could get online,
Yes.
and it's about allergies and how to control them or get rid of them, minimize them.
Yeah, so it's basically your it's to help minimize them. I wouldn't say get rid of them because I haven't gotten rid of my allergies, but you definitely it has been minimized.
You have an online store. What are the kind of things that we can find?
Well, actually, that's how I started out my business with that the online store before I became an author. So basically, what I have on there are personal care products. When starting my business, when I started Keisha's Gems, I get back to the beginning of my story.
Yeah.
I was allergic to so many things. Like I started to become allergic to all sorts of skincare products, even the natural ones. And so I learned how to make my own lotion, learned how to make my own soap. I learned how to make a lot of different things. And what I started doing, I started giving them out as gifts. If it was your birthday, Christmas, whatever, I would make, instead of buying gifts, I would make them and give them to people. And people would tell me, oh, wow, this is really good, Keisha. You should start selling it. And that's where the business started with the personal care products.
Do they smell good?
Yeah, I use essential oils.
Oh.
They do smell good. So I have a hair body cream, rose, essentially rose, exquisitely rose hair body cream. So you can use it from head to heel.
Mm-hmm.
And that has rose geranium essential oil in it. I also have a soap, rose soap. That's going to be coming out soon, because we're in February.
Is that like for your body or your face?
You could use it all over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can use it all over.
Nice.
From head to heel.
That's awesome. And we can find that on the website at Dropping Gemz?
No, KeishaChristian.com.
Oh, okay. KeishaChristian.com. And it's helped you tremendously, where it's under control.
Yes, under control. So I definitely, this is how this all started. Like an evolution of a person. I started out making the products, and in the midst of doing that as well, I was educating myself. I was learning about different herbs and essential oils and things like that. Being that I started a business, so I wanted to learn more about it. And then from there, when I started sharing information with people, they would always ask. Customers always ask, do you have a book? So that's where the book came from. So I'm just evolving. I'm going along with what customers are requesting or asking of me. And the natural progression was to start a school, being that I am a teacher.
I like that. You have another book called Awaken to Wellness?
Yes, actually, that's not my book. That's I am a co-author. So it actually was compiled by Dr. Angela Cudger. I'm actually a student in her school, Legacy Health Institute, and I'm one of the co-authors in the first anthology she put together.
And so with you being into holistic practices, that means you're also into self-care tips for, as far as what we're putting into our bodies as well, like a diet and stuff like that.
Yes, so I am into that as well. That's what I discussed in my first book, Healthy Gems, Nourishing Practices and Self-Care Tips for Busy Individuals. So in that book in particular, I really go into different things that you could do to help self-care and also to live a more holistic lifestyle. In that book, actually both the books, I have recipes. And they're simple recipes that people could use to incorporate into their lifestyle. Like one of the things, I actually have a chapter on water. So in that chapter, I actually have water recipes where I will show you what are simple things you could do to help in enhancing the flavor of your water. Because I actually came across people that tell me they don't like how water tastes. So I prefer not to put anything in my water except maybe lemon or whatever, but if you're not used to drinking water, it's good for you.
I work with a couple people who started adding in fruit. One lady, she cuts up strawberries and adds it, and sometimes she has apples and sometimes orange in there, cucumbers in her water. And when I seen it, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. And it made me want to drink water just looking at her drinking it. So I went out and bought myself a bottle because I don't like water at all.
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, I'm one of those people. I went and bought this bottle that look attractive where it makes me want to like not forget it at home. And I started doing that where in the summertime. And it tastes so good when it's hot outside, and it's plain. It's not really like super flavorful, but it's enough that it doesn't taste like water all the way. So I tried that, and I also started with the recommendation of a friend. I bought some alkaline water. And so I put it in the refrigerator, and it got super duper cold, and I tried it, and I actually like the alkaline water and can tolerate it straight from the bottle more than I can the other water, just regular water. Well, my son had got a water filter in his home, and they were talking about how amazing the water tastes. So I went ahead and I invested in one, and I'll drink the water now from there because it does taste different. And I'm not sure what that taste was that's in the water that I don't like. I don't know what the heck that is, but it didn't motivate me. I was that girl that would rather drink tea, that would rather drink juice, anything other than water. But I do realize that it makes your skin look amazing.
And it helps with your digestive system as well.
Yeah. I ran into this article where someone had overdrank water. You would think that would be impossible. They had to drink an awful lot of it. I don't think I'll ever have that.
Possible. It's possible to drink too much water.
So what is it that your podcast is all about?
Well, as I have mentioned before, I started the Dropping Gemz series on YouTube. I actually started that back, I think it was 2014. Yes, it was in 2014. I actually started, it was January 2014. I started the Dropping Gemz series on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I was uploading spontaneously. It wasn't like real consistent. Then one day it came to me, because I meditate and all that. One day it came to me in meditation that I need to do a podcast. And I have to tell you, when that came to me, I had no idea what a podcast was. I didn't listen to them at the time. And this was, 2018 that came to me. Because I launched my podcast last year. So it's a year now I've been podcasting. Mm-hmm. And I had to now do research on what is a podcast, how do you do a podcast, and the name came to me too, just Dropping Gemz, and from there it just started. So what happened is someone approached me, Rude Rangers United Entertainment, the owner or the president, I should say. He approached me and asked me if I would like to do a show on his TV network, and I was like, of course I'll do it, but he's like, you have to do video, not audio, because I was cool just talking and hiding behind the mic.
Yeah.
That was fine for me. But he was like, no, Keisha, people want to see you. You gotta do video. So then I started doing the video, and it became a show. So I'm really excited about that. I'm on Roku TV now on the channel. The channel is Rude Rangers Unite. I'm on that channel, and also being that this is a new channel, he got picked up on other streaming networks. So right now I'm on One Point, and I'm on Indie Central TV. My show's on those two streaming networks. And this month, I'm not sure when this month, but his channel has actually been picked up by Comcast TV. So my show is going to be airing on Comcast TV.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it just started with doing the podcast. That was it.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
I can relate to you when you said that you got that nudge and, you knew that was what you were supposed to do. I had something that happened to me like that too. But this is exciting. I'm really happy for you. You're actually going to be moving to Comcast, and it's like, so it's literally your podcast that's now being televised is what it is.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm still doing my podcast, but now the guests, you see them and you see me, and we're on and we're having conversations about holistic health. Still at home. I actually do it on Zoom. So that's what I use. That's the platform I use.
That is so cool.
One of the things I didn't mention, I'm also a holistic lifestyle coach.
Okay, so a holistic life coach, what is that exactly?
Well, a holistic lifestyle coach is someone who actually helps you to transform your life into a holistic lifestyle. So I call it that. I want to kind of stay away from the word health, because when you think of health, mostly time people think about food and exercise. I like to look at the person as a whole person. So we're looking at your mind, body, and spirit. And there's actually 8 areas of your life that I look at. So I'm looking at your physical. Like, do you exercise? You have movement in your life. You're intellectual. What are some things that you do? Do you read? Do you journal? Do you write? What are you doing to help improve your intellect? Your environment. Who's around you? Who are your friends? What clubs are you associated with? What are things you do for extracurricular activities? Like, what's around you spiritually? Not so much religion, but what are your spiritual practices? What are things you're doing to feed your spirit? Social, your friends, basically. You know, who do you hang out with? Family. What are some things you do for fun? Emotionally, how are you emotionally? You know, what's going on in your life? Are you good emotionally, or are there things that are holding you back from becoming your greatest self? Finances. People don't realize this. When you are not a good place financially, it actually will affect your health. So we take a look at that. And also occupational. What do you do for a living? Is the environment you're working in toxic? Is that contributing to your health issues? So that's what I like to do. I like to look at the person, the whole person. And those are the 8 areas that I look at when I'm dealing with my clients.
So if someone is surrounded around negativity, what do you tell them?
Actually, that's kind of like hard to say, because I would actually have to see what that means. So if they have friends but they're around negativity, maybe I would suggest they are surround themselves more with like-minded people, you know. And definitely, like with me, I like to look things too from a spiritual aspect. So definitely going into the law of attraction. How could you manifest and attract these things in your life and have the life you desire?
So you believe the law of attraction is a real thing?
Yes, I do. It's actually one of the Hermetic principles. It's one of the 7 Hermetic principles. The law of correspondence, law of attraction.
I actually believe that too. I believe in it, but there's a lot of people that I know that don't believe in the law of attraction.
Yeah, your mind is very powerful. You don't realize it. There's a book called The Kabbalion and actually, I have to tell you, you'll be one of the first people to know. I actually do have a book coming out later on this year that I wrote last year. So my book's always a year.
Oh, I have exclusive information.
Yeah, I have a book coming out this year, and I actually do go into depth about the 7 universal laws. So in that book, I do talk about the Kabbalion and how those laws are used in our life. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely do believe in law of attraction. I believe that we can manifest things in our life. I do feel that affirmations work for us. I do believe that our minds are much more powerful than what we think or what people know. And so I am a huge supporter in holistic nutrition. I had reached out to someone to talk about in detail the law of attraction, because it's something that I really want to bring to the platform and help people. Do you think that people can manifest a man in their life or a woman?
Yes, they can, but you need to do work on yourself, because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are at this moment. So if you want a certain thing, you need to then work on yourself, because I do believe that we are all reflections of each other. And so for me, if I want to attract a certain mate in my life, I need to work on me. Would I date myself? You know what I mean? Are there things about me I don't like? Because that's what you're going to attract. So these are things that you really need to do if you're thinking about attracting a mate into your life. And I'm saying this because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working on that myself. So I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience. Because when certain people come in my life, I step back and I wonder, why did I attract this? What am I learning from this? It's not why is this happening to me, it's what am I learning from this experience at this moment. And that's one of the things I do teach as well when I do my coaching, depending on what the person's coming to me for. So when we talk about health coaching, holistic lifestyle coaching, I see I'm touching all areas. You're coming to me for weight loss, but no, we're going to look at other areas of your life too. and wondering why you have that weight on you. What put it on? It's not just you putting eating too much. It's more than that.
So you go past the typical, like, usually a life coach will deal with.
I would suggest the person go to the doctor as well and get professional if that's something that they need, especially if I see it. If it's beyond my scope of what I could do, definitely I would recommend, because I'm not a doctor, would always have someone go to a professional. But there are things that I would have you look at that you might not even think of to help you. Like affirmations are one of the things I definitely will have people do. You have to come up with certain goals for yourself, you know. These are things that I call them SMART goals. Well, I don't call them SMART goals, but they're called SMART goals. They have to be specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and timely. And I hold you accountable for it. So, you know, there are things that I really like to go deep into, because I want people to heal and I want them to live a healthy life.
Yes, absolutely.
Like I said, like when I told you, I meditate. When I meditate, that's when I get my messages. So I get messages and then I just follow whatever. Half the time, I tell people, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just going along with whatever spirit guides me. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. They'll call it the universe, whatever. But I go along with what spirit guides me to, and I do it, and I'm obedient. And every time I listen, and you'll notice, every time you listen, you'll be successful at whatever you do.
Yeah, that's so true. You're right.
One of my favorite quotes is actually from the book, from the anthology that I did with Awaken to Wellness. There's a quote in here that actually is one of my favorite quotes. My own quote.
That's cool. I love that.
Sacred engagements raise your consciousness and build a bridge to heaven's holy energies. So when we practice sacred engagements, when we're talking about self-care, it could be praying, meditation. It actually helps to heighten your vibration. Even eating foods that are high vibrational, and I'm talking about whole foods that are minimally processed, it actually will help to raise your vibration. So these are things for me that are all sacred engagements. You know, actually preparing a meal with love for your loved ones, spending time with your children, even combing your child's hair. All of these things that we talk about, that's sacred engagements. That's one of the things for me. That's my favorite quote.
I love it. I absolutely love it, because I have grandbabies now, and so I try to do things for the girls where I do their hair, and I take pride in braiding it. They look in the mirror and they feel like they are just the most beautiful beings ever. You know?
Yeah. So you're and you transmit that energy to them, because it was also like we can even talk about all that. You know, with the crown chakra, the energy, you're transmitting that energy of love into them, so they feel it. So when they go and look, and they look like, Grandma did my hair, you know, it's like an honor.
Yeah.
Know? And I'm sure you cook for them as well. So even preparing food for them, they probably think it's the best meal in the world.
I do cook for them.
Energy. You put loving and healing energy into the food.
Absolutely. So after talking with you, what I'm walking away with is so much, but if I had to sum it up in 2 words, I would say love and light, and then my other 2 words would be dropping gems.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm dropping gems. But if I was to leave anything with your audience, it definitely would be that you are enough. And all the answers you seek are within. Know that you are enough.
Absolutely. Thank you, Keisha. It was nice talking to you.
You're welcome.
Yes, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed the bonus episode with Keisha. Be sure to check out her website, where you're able to check out her online school as well as the products that she offers, in addition to her books. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in. And just know that it's me plus you equals more authentic talks. Thank you guys. I'm Shanta with Authentic Talks.
Sacred engagements raise your consciousness and build a bridge to heaven's holy energies.